really going to be looking at Scump go huge. I mean, we give a lot of props to Zuma. Fair enough to Zuma, one of the best players in the game, arguably right now the best player in the game, but Scump still putting up crazy numbers. Expect him to go huge here.
All right, well, it's been incredible stuff. Scott, thank you for coming on.
You
are still
great.
the only man that I've ever loved. But it is time to throw it over to the casters. Benson and Chance, take it away, buds.
Thank you very much, guys. Always good to have Gandhi back on analysis for COD. I just don't see his face again.
I mean, you know, it is what it is. This is one of my first introductions to the guy, and weirdly enough, he's exactly the same in person as he is on the camera.
Oh, 100%. Doesn't change a bit.
Yeah.
Doesn't change a bit.
Going into the match, though, we obviously have the El Clasico, but not only is it the El Clasico between OG and EnVy, we also got the royalty battle between King Scump and King Jerd. Obviously, everyone's going to pretty much favor OG for this, but EnVy has looked fantastic, and well, they got off to a pretty nice start as well. Pretty much everyone on the team, with the exception of JCap, being able to pick up a kill.
Well, OG have been a little shaky, I think it's fair to say.
To say the least.
I know you were casting EnVy earlier on. Now, have to ask you this. Goonjar, did he impress you?
No, no, he didn't. But he
that's a really honest answer.
He played well. He didn't do exceptionally well at any given moment, but he did his job, and that was exactly what EnVy needed him to do. He never played poorly. He never really, rose to the occasion. There was never a situation where he was doing the wrong thing, which is exactly what EnVy needed, and they were rolling over teams. JCap was playing absolutely phenomenal. There was at one point where Jerd on this map actually had the fewest engagements on the map because he was just hanging out on the hill, and there was nothing for him to do. And his team was doing a phenomenal job around him. They were running 3 ASM1s. Goonjar was the only one with a bow, and it was working perfectly. Obviously, OG going to be a completely different animal than OpTic Nation, but nonetheless, seems EnVy has risen to the occasion.
JCap on your screen. Guy has not been missing all day today. 7-3, 3-streak. Looney on a 5-streak as well. He does actually just fall. But it's funny the way EnVy kind of made this roster very makeshift, of course. Jerd, the only lone player from TCM, just kind of gets traded across, and then they pick up Goonjar. Yet it's clicked very, very quickly, Chance. It's strange to see.
In insane fashion, but obviously the tests are just going to get tougher and tougher as this tournament goes on. But you can even bring it back to, they were able to beat Elevate. Elevate was able to beat FaZe. They were able to beat Denial in a pretty controlling fashion. So EnVy making a case for potentially being able to win this tournament. Obviously still a long way to go, but again, they've gotten off to a nice start. OpTic Gaming is going to be able to get the final few seconds of scrap time, so they're going to be able to bring the score within about 5 points of each other. However, you can already see EnVy set up for the next hill, and this is their money hill. Both times when they were playing OpTic Nation, they locked it down for a near full 60 seconds.
Obviously, EnVy pretty happy about the map selection as well. We should point out Hardpoint and Compound is pretty good for them going up against OpTic Gaming. Spoke to Krim earlier on, he was saying how he feels the maps are pretty much against them. They haven't had a single retreat or solar so far. So look out for that later on in the tournament. I imagine that would be in the next round. But they're going to have to get there first. Speaking of Krim, on a 4-streak, currently sitting at 7-8. OpTic Gaming do take the lead.
Yeah, and honestly, OpTic Gaming, I think they're going to be able to turn this around well. You see Krim's on a 5-streak now. Formal's going to be on a 4. Even Karma potentially going to start heating up. He hasn't had that many engagements this map. Surprisingly, though, Scump sitting at 5 and 10, but nonetheless, OpTic Gaming does have the lead. Again, I said it was the money hill for EnVy. Took them all of, 10 seconds to break through, and then they've been able to hold it down for the majority of the time. Crimsix not going to lose that battle on the hill, was able to pick up 2, extends his streak to 8. And now, of course, OpTic Gaming trying to rotate over to the next hill, but when they were down by quite a bit in the first 3 hills, now they're up by 40.
Yeah, fantastic hold coming in from Krim on that last one. I'm going to stay with him as he is on this 8 streak. See if he can potentially increase the amount of kills. Looking for 9. Is going to connect with it before finally falling. Was a little weak from those grenades. Scumpy now looking at breaking towards this hard point. Decides he wants to go down low. Looney picked up 2. And Scump really taking his time now, thinking about this break. Jerd will be pushing him. Scumpy wins that gunfight relatively easily. 34 seconds left on the hill. Scumpy jumps up, trying to contest. In fact, will have control of the hub.
Another clean break for OpTic Gaming. Scump in the hill, going to be doing some more damage. Is able to pick up King Jerd once again. Goonjar, though, coming in with Jerd, able to pick him off. So you do see EnVy trying to fight back, but then Formal just going to come flying in, picks up 2, looking for the 3rd. Doesn't even get shot. JCap, though, while inside, was able to pick up 2, so EnVy is still going to be getting a few more points on the board. Scump, though, eventually able to hunt him down, but more or less, again, as soon as OpTic Gaming was able to take the lead, it's been nothing but that since then.
Scumpy still on the hill. Just picking up that scrap time in the lead now at 40 points as we go into the final hill of the first rotation. Formal on your screens. Picks up Goonjar. Nicely played. Managing to find the 3rd as well in JCap. Looking for the 4th. Formal simply not missing. The assist is going to come in from him. 26 and 12 chance, 27 and 12, a 4 streak, and we're not even at the half. Formal has just been playing out of his mind today.
Yeah, this might be the best performance Formal has had this entire tournament. He is absolutely carrying right now and is definitely the biggest factor. Of course, EnVy is going to be able to get a clean 4 down. 30 seconds left on the hill, though, but frankly, I think after the game, he's going to be able to break. Formal's on his way back. JCap, though, going to have the engagement. Crimsix going to be able to pick up 2, working himself into the hill. Jord, of course, able to pick up a kill, but now Formal and Scump trying to work in tandem. Does appear that Scump's going to get dropped. Formal, though, he's been on point, is at least going to be able to pick up 1 before he falls.
Double positive with 5 minutes of game play gone.
And Scump and Karma only have 9 kills each.
I mean, you look at it and you're like, okay, Scump and Karma are underperforming. Then you see Formal, it's like, well, the guy has pretty much 30 kills in the first half.
I don't know
That is a sublime, that is a silly amount of kills for one player to have at the half. And Formal, as we said, the guy has just been so good today. And you see his shot not missing it whatsoever. Gonna just stay with him and ride out what could potentially turn out to be the Formal show. 131 to 94. He's on pace to drop some serious numbers. Arguably the biggest numbers that I've personally seen so far this weekend.
Yeah, without a doubt, he's going to continue that as well. You know, I feel like Jerd with the A, someone flying at him close range would be able to get that. But nope, even Formal's nades just have the power to go exactly where they need to.
Power on right now, chance.
And he's been relatively in the exact same position the entire time. He's just been a turret more or less. Finally goes in the hill, is going to get dropped, but still OpTic Gaming in control. Gunjar, though, is able to pick up 2, but nonetheless, Crimsix and Karma are going to be right there to at very least contest this hill. More importantly, you see they're starting to work towards that left side of the map. They're trying to get the spawns for this next hill, but nonetheless, 40-point lead for OG.
Looking at Karma, he will fall over to Looney now. 4 streak for him, Team Envious. See if he can try and excel that. It's at 5 now, 23 and 19. Of course, EnVy by no means out of this game. It's only a 144 to 108. And now climbing for Team Envious, they have JCap on the hard point, and JCap started off so strong. Needs to kind of find rhythm once again. The early parts of this second rotation was really was a key factor, I think, at the first half of why it was such a close game. But now with Formal excelling, EnVy need to do one of 2 things. All step up individually, or they just need to shut down Formal. Because if they can shut down Formal, no one else is really doing that much work. Crim, yeah, 25 and 22, but Scump and Karma have been absolute non-factors this game.
Well, you talk about shutting down Formal, and then immediately the entire OpTic Gaming squad steps up and gets an immediate 4 down. Of course, EnVy going to be striking right back with a 4 down of their own. Looking good for them to potentially get this scrap time. It does appear that OpTic Gaming is going to be going for one single last push. They have 12 seconds to make something happen. The kills going back and forth. It does appear that Crimsix and Scump, though, going to be able to come out on top. Gunjar going to lose that engagement as well. It doesn't appear that any OpTic Gaming members are going to do anything to get those final few seconds of scrap, and EnVy does have control of this next hill early on, but you see all of those blue arrows surrounding. Jerd just frantically looking around, is able to pick up 1, has 2 right next to him. Formal gonna get a team kill, but still managed to pick up Jerd, jumps in the hill with the bow, and beats Looney. The gunfight turns on JCap. Formal is a monster this game.
This is just ridiculous. 38 and 22, started to slow down a little bit, but with 2.5 minutes left, he was almost at 40 kills. So, I mean, take the word slow with a pinch of salt, I guess, but by his standards in this game, at least, he has slowed down somewhat. Scumpy now starting to heat up, and that's definitely a reason why Scumpy, 6 kill streak for him. A 3-piece and OpTic starting to pull away once again, 182 to 129. 20 seconds left on this hard point. And really, OpTic asserting that dominance. Scump finds his 7th kill in a row. Hard point's going to be contested. Can Scump make it a teammate in support? 10 seconds, of course, before the hard point rotates. And look at that ASM one-shot, so crisp.
Yeah, it was the money hill for OpTic Gaming the first time around. Nearly the exact same situation occurred the second time around. They have now just more or less blown this game wide open with a 70-point lead going against EnVy. More importantly, though, they also have control of the next hill. EnVy is going to be struggling if they want any chance of getting back into this game. They're going to have to make moves quickly. They are going to be able to do just that, but this is where they're going to have to crank up an insane amount of pressure and just start outslaying OpTic Gaming in a ridiculous fashion.
And you just look at the way that this game has gone so far, and you can't see it all of a sudden changing in EnVy's favor like that, or at least that drastically chance. Formal 42 kills, Crim 32 kills. Scumpy starting to heat up as well. It's almost impossible really for Team EnVy. It's 212 to 147 with 75 seconds left in the game. OpTic Gaming really just propelling to another level right now.
And it's a weird situation for EnVy as well, because it's not like any single player on their team had a poor performance. They got beat collectively as a team, but more or less, they got beat by Formal.
Yeah.
Formal 43-29. There's still 57 seconds left to go in this game, but going into side 2, honestly, if I was EnVy, I wouldn't even feel that bad. Like, OpTic Gaming, clearly a slay dominant team, and when Formal's on point, there's not much you can do, but you can say, hey, like, as a team, we're working well. We just need to keep the teamwork going into the S&D, take it one map at a time, and maybe we'll be okay. But nonetheless, in a dominant.
You just can't let Formal do that to you, though. Like that's just demoralizing. As much as yeah, that's the game plan for Team EnVy, so sit there and be like, okay, we're gonna be okay, taking a map at a time. When Formal's getting 2 pieces like that, we saw him jump into third to last hard point
like
with a bow, and he got the 3 kills, like close range, man. And XM1 should be absolutely shredding a bow player, but Formal is just on another level today. He really, really is, and that's scary. That is absolutely petrifying. If I'm any other team left in this tournament.
Still though, if I'm EnVy, veteran squad without a doubt. I just tip my hat to Formal, say you just had a phenomenal performance, one of the best ones at this event so far. There's nothing we could do against that. We can't do anything against 47 kills. But hey, move on, look for map number 2. It's a best of 7 series. You only have to face him in hard point twice, so make with it what you will. That's only twice.
Love the positivity right there, Chance. Well, OpTic Gaming 1-0 up against Team EnVyUs. They're in the final game of the day. 47 kills from Formal. Up next, though, we're heading over to Search and Destroy Detroit.